All right, what's going on out there, yo? I'm back with another quick clip of Welcome to the Franchise here. Still going in with the takes about the NBA All-Star Weekend. How can it improve? What we hated, what we didn't like. So I just want to tap into my final takes here, as we don't want to stay all week on it. I'm sure people are still going to be talking about this shit all the way into the weekend when NBA starts back up again. Because, of course, that's what we're starving for. We want to see the NBA regular season come back up. With the playoffs coming up soon and the season almost over. So I'm just going to tab into this, quick clip real quick about how to improve the All-Star problem, the All-Star weekend problem, a couple of crazy little ideas on how to make it a little bit better and a little bit more entertaining, and I guess raising the stakes a little bit. So let me just tap into that right now. So I'll say this to start off, right? A week leading the week leading into All-Star Weekend, right? What they probably need to do with these motherfuckers is show some old footage of the 90s, 2000s All-Star games and tell them, yo, y'all study up on this film and follow this script right here, all right? Y'all look at how they did the shit and y'all follow the script right here. That's probably what they should do at number one leading into the All-Star weekend. I think that could probably help them with their mindset approaching the game and being like, oh, okay, so this is probably how we should probably play or put on a show for the fans. They should all give the players a tape or some footage from some of those games, highlights and everything, and be like, yo, like if you could kind of play like this and have this mindset into that weekend, you'll follow that script. I think that might help. But all jokes aside, on a serious note, I'll say this, that money should not be an incentive, nor home court advantage for the finals like that should not be the incentive like that for the All-Star game, to be played seriously. At least not home court advantage for the finals in the way that people have been talking about it. I have a little bit of my own kind of twist on that and how they should do it, but I'll get to that in a bit. But I'm saying the money part should not be the incentive so much, because they already get paid so much. And what's, what I mean? What's an extra $1 million for, each team or the winning team or whatever gonna really do with the money that they already make? And I get it, they probably could get that shit to their families or charity and all that. But obviously the money is not a good incentive for them. On top of the fact that my opinion on that is this: the Kobe Bryant MVP trophy award is not enough. That should be enough, especially in this era. All of these motherfuckers talk about they grew up off Kobe, won Kobe's game, this, that. I mean, you got some of them going out the window talk about, KD and PG and maybe a little bit of LeBron, but mainly KG and PG. And it's like, okay, yeah, they got great game, a model after and everything like that. But like, as far as a competitive mindset, a champion's mindset, a leader's mindset, you know what I mean? Kobe not enough. Going for the MVP trophy award should be enough to be like, nah, I want to compete and go hard and make this shit enjoyable for fans to watch. But also, I want this shit for me, for my name, for my brand, for my, legacy of those players that are really into that shit. So that to me, the money part is just like, yo, what the fuck? But the mindsets of these players is already clipped. You know what I mean? It's already clipped. So one of my crazy ideas, I think, is put either, I was starting with this at first, put the Hall of Fame stats or credits, towards the type of accolades on the line. But not everybody that makes the All-Star game is going to be a Hall of Famer. But even if you are on a Hall of Fame trajectory, it should count against you also, right? So put the Hall of Fame or league status credits towards the accolades on the line. I know it sounds crazy, and what I mean by that is, yo, if you make an All-Star game and you're in there and you didn't score at least, let's say, like 10 to 15 points or 20 points or whatever, have some fucking voters in there, some shit like that. Be like, okay, in the year of whatever, 2026 All-Star game, if you scored over 20 or whatever, it's like, all right, we're gonna put a credit towards you being able to have the accolade of carrying on being, a Hall of Famer or, the best shooting guard on the Western Conference or Eastern Conference for this year and everything. So, I don't know. You do some shit like that, maybe be in the back of the players' minds like, oh, like, then they're not really trying to give me my respect like that. Or have it also maybe dock a credit towards whatever MVP candidates might be coming up, and maybe someone who wasn't an MVP candidate but shows that they're competing or put up big numbers in that All-Star game comes out of nowhere into the voting. I don't know, maybe somewhere in a system like that where it's kind of like the Heisman, because with the Heisman there's a favorite, there's always a favorite to start the season, but then there's other players that come out of nowhere and then they end up being candidates, and then if the favorite starts having a bad game or a bad performance in the biggest game, during that season, which not the biggest game being the All-Star game, but an important one, right? But in football, it's like the biggest game. If they have a bad performance, then their their Heisman status kind of goes down. So, something like that, as far as in the MVP of the league or MVP of the All-Star game based on your performance, like something like that could possibly happen. So that's what I mean there. Don't know exactly how that work. Like I said, these are just a couple of my crazy little ideas here, but there needs to be something at stake here, something on the line for them that really means something for them to really care, I think, and actually compete or make it fun to watch, or to really try and be like, yo, I'm trying to bust everybody's ass and really make this shit look good for me. So put something on the line, like they league status for that season on the line, like credits, being credited or discredited towards certain accolades or towards, being on the All-NBA team. Now you're on the All-NBA second team because, I ain't see all that shit that you got selected for to be a starter in the All-Star game when you played. You was on All-Star, you was being voted All-NBA second team, and it looked like you about to be all first team, but now with that performance, you're all third team. I bet they wouldn't like that shit since they only going for that shit for a bonus check, negotiating their contracts and shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe something like that. I know that sounds crazy. But following that, of course, bring the one-on-one tournament, man. You got to bring that shit. Bring that in there. The women have showed that they could do it, and it's been exciting and entertaining. A lot of chatter about it with the Unrivaled League. I actually like the Unrivaled League also. I caught quite a few games with the 3-on-3 first level of it. Didn't really catch the 2-on-2s. Caught some more highlights than anything of the one-on-one games, which were fun to see. But bring that one-on-one tournament to that shit to All-Star Weekend. Definitely bring it to Saturday night, because they could cut out all the bullshit and the extras that they do, all the extra fluff to fill it up that they've been doing for the past 5-10 years. It's annoying as fuck. You see on TNT on your guide, NBA All-Star weekend starts on Saturday night at 8 p.m. And by the time shit starts, it's like 8:45, because they're doing all this other extra hoopla and bullshit in the beginning, and doing all this shit that it's like, I don't need a whole damn fucking hour to see this shit. I know what it is. And then the intro to this shit don't even seem competitive. It just seems like you're just trying to, you know what I mean? You're trying to make it too, I don't know, too silly or too pageantry and everything like that. Like, have a good, medium level of pageantry to it, but then like some competitive shit also. You got to put that energy in there as well, if you're gonna do all that. But they could cut out a lot of shit, and that's where you have time to put in the one-on-one tournament on Saturday, along with everything else. But here's the other thing too. I think you select the top 15 one-on-one players in the league, right? But of those 15 one-on-one players, they got to be selected from their teammates. So every team, I think, like, has there's some teams. Every team has a player they feel like is like, yo, this like, y'all probably don't know him like that, but this probably like one-on-one when we be in practice and shit. He our best one-on-one player. We selecting him to go compete for us and represent us, right? And they're probably not an all-star. Maybe they're a role player. Maybe they don't even get burned to be a role player. And then the other 15 all-stars, And the other 15 one-on-one players are all-stars, right? And they're known for being, great one-on-one players like the Kyries of the world, Ant-Mans of the world. Maybe you could even put Ja in there. Because honestly, I don't want to see all 30 or whatever, all 30 NBA All-Stars competing in a one-on-one like that, because it would just look, to me, it'll look a little funny. Like, imagine in the tournament how it's set up, Ja versus Wemby. You know what I mean? That's, you know what I mean? Like, we kind of got an idea who should win very easily. You know what I mean? And then there's gonna be some players that probably aren't gonna want to, because they're like, yo, I'm like, imagine a 41-year-old LeBron next year. It's like, I wouldn't be mad if he's like, nah, I'm good, because he's already proven and solidified and shit. But the one-on-one players that actually want to, like the KDs, also that a little bit older. I was gonna say Steph, but I could see him being on some LeBron shit. Like, nah, because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just run around, cross up, shoot threes. Everyone know what I could do already. But have the 15 of them, not all 30, but have the other 15 be selected from certain teams that have who they think are the best one-on-one players, so they could see where they match up against an NBA player. I mean, well, they're on the NBA, against an all-star, superstar player, and have a tournament like that throughout the weekend, maybe Friday and Saturday night, because that would be kind of long between 30 players, and to do it all in one night when you still got the dunk contest, skills challenge, three-point shootout. So maybe it goes into to Friday and Saturday. But I think that would be a cool little, spin on it. So that also some of the young new players or young new faces we don't know, you still have that element where they could get their shine too, instead of us fans that have been talking like that this week, like, yo, get these rising star and G League motherfuckers up out of here. I mean, I think that, yeah, we want to see the stars. We want to see people that we're familiar with, a brand that our eyes are familiar with, and names that our ears are familiar with, yeah. But I think it still is kind of cool that someone like Mac McClung could come out of the G League and have a chance to win a dunk contest. But he earned that. He earned that with his entertainment from my eyes and what we were able to see him do. Not these motherfuckers that's on the roster, like whatever Jackson and Zealous, just coming out there to do whatever the fuck. And it's like, no, you didn't earn that. We don't want to see you. Fuck that shit. But then if there's motherfuckers that you don't know like that, and then you get to see them, see what they got playing one-on-one against the NBA stars or against each other, and then they're like, oh, all right, you earned that. Like, we checking for you. Then, yeah, I think that would be cool. So it doesn't just totally block out new, fresh faces and maybe rising stars. I don't know if I would want to see a G Leaguer in the one-on-one tournament, but maybe. I don't know. But I think, that still gives them a chance also, because there is going to be some kid watching right now out there, wherever he's at in the world or in the country, and it's like, because it's probably one right now, like, hey, I ain't make it to the A, but I make it in the G League, but I probably have a chance to still be in the dunk contest, to still be part of All-Star Weekend on the biggest stage, and be a part of NBA All-Star Weekend history, and then you do that, and someone's like, hey, I might have a chance I might not be a starter, I might not even get that many minutes, but I'm on the team, and my teammates have enough, respect for my game that they nominated me to compete against the best one-on-one players in the whole league. And I might have a chance to beat, an Ant-Man one day. So I think that would still keep that element and add that element to the weekend if you do it like that, instead of it just all being just straight the NBA All-Star starters and reserves and stuff. So I think that would be pretty fun to watch. As far as next, what I get into, the dunk contest, I would say, to change it up and make it a little bit better, select like not just 4, maybe do 6. Shit, maybe do 8. But I think 6 is a good number. Like 2 more guys, for the dunk contest. And the first round, 1 dunk. So we can see if you really about this, if you really ready and shit. You only get 1 shot. You only get 1 shot. Are you really like that? You only get 1 shot. So then it doesn't, it kind of eliminates, the number of contestants from, jumping from 4 to 6 or from 4 to 8 or some shit like that. But you gotta be ready. You gotta come prepared. One dunk, and you gotta earn 2 dunks in the second round. Gotta earn that shit, because I feel like there's been so many dunks. Almost every dunk's already been done now. So now it's like, yo, you gotta really impress us one shot right here. Make it harder, so it's making them really, really want to try hard and really land this shit and really put on performance, so that, yo, I'm trying to earn, me getting to the second round, so I could show the world what else I got in my bag for, 2 dunks and shit, right? And then make the championship round maybe 3 dunks. Well, I mean, I would start from 2, but maybe 3 dunks in case there's a tiebreaker needed or something. Like, niggas is on the fence. Like, I don't know. He got 99.6, but he got 100. But they both seem like they should win. Fuck it, do a third one for good measure. Best out of 3. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I think that would make that shit. You know what I mean? I think that shit would make it a little bit more entertaining. And also for the dunk contest, you must be selected. You gotta be selected. The stars or star dunkers, like real star dunkers that we see play in the game. I'm talking about motherfuckers that play more than 8 minutes, more than 15 minutes. They log at least 30 minutes a game, and they are star dunkers, in-game dunkers, or they're actual just fucking superstars that we know are athletic as fuck and athletic to dunk, will be selected. This ain't no, I just want to put my name in, or, oh, we're just choosing that random. No, you've been selected, you gonna do this shit. Not just some fucking randos in the league. Like that nigga from Milwaukee he was just running around in the gym, just jumping around and missing dunks. Tired of that shit. These fucking randos. I don't think I've ever, not that I watch any Milwaukee Bucks games to begin with anyway. I don't really like the way they play basketball. That brand's not exciting to me. But who the fuck was that name? No, I'd never seen him even play in a game for real. Let alone be in-game dunker. Like, motherfucker, I'm talking about motherfuckers that you see when they play, you know what they gonna do. They gonna play D, they gonna shoot threes, and they gonna dunk on someone that do a putback dunk like the Derrick Jones Juniors of the game. Or actual stars to superstars that if they got a clear lane or if they on the fast break, they're gonna put on the show. They're gonna put somebody on a poster. But these randos and shit for the dunk contest, gotta go. Pack it up. That shit's clipped. For the 3-point shootout contest, it's gotta be 50% sharpshooters who are only known for making threes. They always make the 3, high 3-point percentage. Those sharpshooter motherfuckers that might also only be role players or some shit like that. And then let the other 50% actually be the stars, like the star scorers that have a high 3-point shooting percentage and everything. Because I don't want to see a bunch of guys like a scene like this one. Like, yeah, they're all great scorers and have a high 3-point shooting percentage, but that's because the game is the way it is today, where they're telling you to shoot 100 threes per fucking game. Obviously, the more threes you shoot, even if you're not the greatest, but you're not the worst 3-point shooter, your 3-point percentage is going to be up. So that's why you were selected, or you could qualify to be in that shit. But you're a scorer. You're not a real, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to have some games with bunches of threes on your way to scoring and trying to win a game. But then when it comes to the 3-point shooting contest, that's not your specialized skill. That's why when you see these motherfuckers and he's just a scorer. And you see them missing, going crazy, and they supposed to be the top 3-point shooter in the league, and then it's boring, and they're just missing. No, bring them sharpshooter motherfuckers back that was role players, who was coming off the bench, or you didn't know like that, but you just seen their 3-point percentage, and then they come in there and they just fucking three, just going crazy on the rack. Because it really just be a lot of scorers that, like, yeah, they 3-point percentage is up because they're taking shots and